Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're doing our Baby Metal Top 20 list. Well, we're doing it again, I should probably say, because, hey, if you've been with this channel for a while, or at least before we had to restart it, you might remember that we did this before in 2019. So why are we doing it again? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, the shrewd amongst you will have already worked out that list came out before Metal Galaxy, and you'll also probably therefore be aware of the fact that, you know, with the channel being deleted previously, that list isn't online anymore. So we're doing it again partly for that reason, but partly for another reason, which is because of the fact that we've had real time to sit on these albums and really live with them. A lot of the time you listen to an album and, you know, you can respond to it very quickly. And at that time, we just got off the back of reviewing every single Baby Metal song on the original channel. We went through every track and gave each one a video breakdown, going through the songs and really trying to understand them. But I was still new to it. We were still doing reactions at the time. So I had only heard a lot of the songs a few times over. So we came back and we did this, and if you've been with us more recently, you'll know that a month or two ago, I did a live stream where I sat down and listened to every single Baby Metal song again with you guys. Obviously, subsequently, gone away, done more work, working on my scores. I've tried to make this as good as possible. Now, if you saw the original list, don't spoiler it in the comments for anyone new. But, however, there have been some changes since then because, like I say, I've had time to live with the albums and really see how much longevity some of the songs have. Some of them have gone a little bit up and some a little bit down. But I'm still looking forward to seeing what you think of my views. And remember, as much as I try to give these songs realistic scores, these are still just my views. So get in the comments and leave your top 20 lists as well if you want, or top 10s or whatever. But you might want to wait until next weekend, which is when I'm doing the final 10. But for now, we're going to blast through numbers 20 to 11 and give my thoughts. So first of all, at number 20... Onodari Daisaku-sen. Now, this is an interesting one because this has just all the charm that you'd expect from a black baby metal song. One of the things that really appeals to me as well is that it's kind of just a simple hype song in a lot of ways. You might well say that there's not a lot going on in this song, but it's just really the embodiment of the fun juxtaposition that makes baby metal what baby metal was, or at least was at the beginning, in that it's got that kind of sense that you can really rock along to it, but at the same time it's incredibly cute. So you can be headbanging and smiling and going, oh, this is just fun, innocent fun at the same time. Imagine that, moshing and also having a smile on your face. What could be more baby metal than that? Anyway, let's move on to number 19 and see what that is, because number 19 is Starlight. Now, this is an interesting one because this is one of their simplest songs, but it is so anthemic. And it's one that I also feel really kind of gets you in the feels. I mean, whatever the song means to you, or whatever you take it from the context of what it means to the band, it is just one of those songs where you can really feel there's a lot of emotion in it. And we can understand why. One of the things I also liked about this is it gets that big swooping melody and it puts it over the top of a really sort of charging backing. In a lot of ways, the emotional contradiction, again, juxtaposition is something that Baby Metal do so well, is there, in that you've got the heart-pounding beat underneath and yet you've got the big swooning emotional melody over the top. I just think this song really works a lot better than a lot of people gave it credit for, and a lot better than the video holds up, that's for sure. It's not the best video. So anyway, let's move on to number 18. And number 18 is Catch Me If You Can. Now, Catch Me If You Can is one of those songs which I think I'll go back to what I was saying about Onodari Daisaku-sen, trying to say that right. I go back to a similar thing to what I was saying about that, and that this is a song that there's not a huge amount going on in this one. It is a very simple thing in that it's basically just a sort of a chant, a riff, a bit of a charging rock thing broken up by a really catchy chorus. But what works about it, again, is that it is appealing to the basic qualities of what you want from Baby Metal. You want it to have a good energy. It has that. You want it to have a good chorus if it's going to be a more simple song. It definitely has that. I really like the chorus in this song. It is a bit simple, maybe a bit repetitive, but it certainly works, and it just also justifies the rock bit. I feel the two different parts of the song justify each other. The vocals are mostly just chanting. It's one of those songs that I can really say it would be hard to listen to and not just get swooped up in the energy of it. So yeah, that one sneaks in at number 18 and brings me on to number 17. Number 17 being Headbanger. This is a well-known classic. This is a song that I think you couldn't really do one of these lists without including. But for me, it's an interesting one because it was the first baby metal song that I'd ever heard. And as a lot of you know, if you, again, have been following the story of this channel for a while, when I first heard baby metal, I was like, oh, this is interesting. But I didn't really follow it beyond that initial point when I was at a house party, or it was my house, and I was letting people put like videos onto TV and playing music, like jukebox setup almost, and someone said, hey, you should check out this baby metal thing, put it on, and it was Headbanger. That's the first time I heard them. But I kind of just wrote it off as a bit of a gimmick at the time, which was a big mistake, but I'm glad that I managed to come back and take in so much of it at once when I did return to them, thanks to you guys in 2019. So, it's one of those songs where I think it was a lot of people's first taste of the band, but as well, it's just the fact that it's a real chanting one that you can enjoy, you can get into. It's almost so anthemically like a symbol of the band, I think. And that video as well really plays into it. So, yeah, to me, this is one of those ones where it's such a linchpin of what baby metal are and have been that you couldn't do one of these lists without including it. So there you go. Headbanger. And that brings us on to, I think, number 16 next, isn't it? Yeah, number 16. So number 16 is Ijima Dame Zetai. Okay, now this is a song that's usually shortened to, I think people just shortened it to IDZ or IDZ if you're American. And, you know, it's a song that a lot of people might actually be angry that I didn't put this higher. Now, I'm going to be honest, when I have heard this song, it's not one that musically stands out to me hugely. Now, I do like it musically. I think it's got a good chorus. I actually think the solos are a really strong one. I like it. I like the whole way it plays into the song. And the whole song's got a good energy. But I think one of the main reasons why it's made it onto this list at all for me, considering I don't think it's a particularly standout one, is a mixture, first of all, to the fact that it is enjoyable in the moment, even if I don't find it musically very memorable, but also it's got an extremely laudable message. The anti-bullying message that's at the center of this, I think, is great, and I also think it's something that baby metal is one of those bands who you want to do this, because they're a sort of band who appeals to people who are, you know, it's one of the strongest non-mainstream bands in a way. It's kind of like baby metal's like mainstream music for people who are not necessarily mainstream. I just kind of feel like they're the kind of band who them doing this message is just pinpoint on, and this song delivers it really well. I love the energy, and I love the fact that, again, you feel that they feel it. Even as a young band at the time, you do get the feeling there's a real honest emotion in this song. And so I like it. I couldn't do this list without it either. Kind of similar to what I was saying about Headbanger. Even though it's not one that massively musically stands out to me, it's not a bad song, and the message really elevates it. So there it is at number 16, and brings us on to number 15, which is... Now, not a lot of people can probably object to this one. Brand New Day. Yeah, sorry. So Brand New Day, what can I really say? It's got this nice shift between having a really sort of funky pop verse and then having this really heavy chorus. And all the way through, it mixes that heaviness with a sense of slightly pop funk to it as well. There's also the fact that it has the minimalist style of pop. It's the more contemporary pop, whereas previous baby metal songs from the first album, which used pop, they more went for the J-pop style, which is a little bit more old school than what we perhaps are used to with Western pop music. And you know, the fact that they've integrated this more contemporary Western style of pop production into this song and done it so well really works for me. And I think it's very cleverly done. The minimalist pop style, which I'm not such a big fan of, is used well here because in the verses it keeps things light, and then in the chorus the guitars all charge in and really fill in the gaps. The actual minimalist pop beat gives room for the guitars and also has that fantastic stop-start thing that happens in the chorus as well. I really like that. It gets the most out of that contemporary style of beat. I just think it's great, and it also has a good chorus to go along with it. A good melodies in general to go along with it, actually. I think it's also benefiting hugely from Sue's vocal performance. It's one of those ones where a lot of the parts on their own might seem overly simplistic or not enough, but you put them together and it's just, everything lands in the right place. And again, that chorus really gets me. Every time I hear it and you get the little click-stop thing, I just, shifting in my seat. Anyway, I think this is a good song, and I encourage anyone who's maybe not so much into it to go check it out again, because I'm about to move on to number 14. And number 14 is Kagero. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm reading it from the English letters. I should really put it in hiragana. Anyone who's learning Japanese, you'll notice after a very early point, reading anything in Japanese in English characters becomes significantly harder than reading it in hiragana. Anyway, Kagero, that's a song that again, it's another one of these ones that has a really good melody. And a lot of the ones that not all of them, but a lot of the ones I've placed in the higher echelons of my list are the ones where they have a good melody to them, because you want to hear Sue's vocals coming out. A lot of time with the black baby metal songs, it's more about having the chant, it's more about the fun, but the songs with good melodies really need to be elevated as well. And I think Karago's just got a great, wonderful melody that goes throughout the entire song. And I like the fact that it also has a bit of a shift to it, especially in the chorus. It goes into a slightly rhythmic phase as well. The rhythm isn't just words on every beat. There's a little bit of change to the rhythm as you go through. You know what I'm saying? It's got little bits of interest in both the melody and rhythm that keep it really good, because the backing of this song is not exactly, again, their most complicated, but it is still a really good rock backing. It's got a really good sort of metal feel to it, but at the same time, all the qualities of a good ballad or pop song in the vocals. It's really hard to say much without going into a huge amount of detail, so maybe I should do a full review of this again. It just really hits a lot of effective buttons that when you play it, it's a song that you don't often think about. It's not a song that I would regularly play, but certainly after I listened to it again on my live stream and just thinking back to it time and time again, I was like, you know, that's actually a really good song. It's a better song than I think I've been giving it credit for, and thus I'm giving it credit now. And on that note, I will be moving on to, unlucky for some, number 13. And number 13 is Akatsuki. Okay, this is a song that I really struggled to work out where I wanted to put this on the list. Initially, my scoring put it higher, but then I listened to it a few more times, as I did with every song on this list, just to really get used to it, and then I kind of cooled my opinion on it a bit, thought about it. The thing is that it's one of those melodies, it's one of the most memorable baby metal melodies in my opinion. And wow, again, Sue's vocal performance. I'm not one of these people who, I think there's some people who, and there's a lot of diehard fans. And by the way, if you are a diehard fan, you've made it this far through the list, thank you for being one of those fans who actually, you know, listens to other people's opinions and doesn't burn them for disagreeing with you. Every band has fans like that, and a band as big as Baby Metal has a few. So if you've made it this far, good on you, and thank you. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. But Akatsuki is one of those songs where, like I say, it relies very much on Sue's vocal performance. And a lot of people kind of give Sue this quality of being like the best singer ever, infallible. I think she's improved, and I think the reason she has improved is because when she started, she wasn't perfect. And I think she still has various areas where maybe she will improve more in the future. But this is one of the signs that just... she's not just an idol singer. When you hear this song, she's not just a pop idol singer. She is actually a very well-rounded, great voice in this. Just the power she puts in, and a really good melody's been given to carry her across from that. And the backing as well. The backing is nice. It's kind of spacious in places. It's got a feeling of scale and size to it. Maybe the only reason why this didn't get into the top 10 is because the song perhaps does lack on a few... minor intricacies. There's a few intricate little things in there that I would perhaps want to hear to bring it higher, but it can't be denied this is one of the most memorable of Baby Metal's melodies, and it is absolutely, it's probably their most memorable delivery. I love the way she delivers this song, and I just think it's fantastic. So Akatsuki, maybe it should be higher, maybe it should be lower. We could argue this one up and down the list a lot, but number 13, I feel happy with that, especially considering what's coming in at number 12. This will either make you very happy or very angry, because number 12 is... Yonoda. Okay, now last time I did this list, I remember that a lot of people pointed out they were rather surprised that originally I hadn't included Yonoda on the original top 10. I think it was a top 10, we didn't do a top 20 last time. I think we did top 10. Someone's going to correct me. We didn't actually put this song on that list first time round. And I think the reason is because it had a lot in common with another song that many of you will know appears higher up on this list, and still does. Where it appears, you do not know. So I kind of gave it a little bit of discredit for having too much in common with another song that I liked more. However, it can't be removed from this that this song has a real... like an array of different sounds that happen in it. I love the way it sort of goes through these fun, crazy chanting bits, but also has that black baby metal energy, but mixed with just then reggae comes in from nowhere. And you got like you have got a catchy chorus still, even if it is just basically chanting. It seems to do more with the black baby metal formula than you would ever imagine. I mean, as I said about two of the songs lower on this list, baby metal have songs that are just sort of really fun, catchy chorus and have some chanting. This is like that, but with the writer also getting involved, and the writer going, you know what, if you guys are going crazy, I'm going crazy as well. And also a lot of love for the lyrics. I believe Yui and Moa both wrote the lyrics. Apologies if it was one, not the other. But the idea of having a song which is just about the number 4, and in case you're not aware, in a lot of Asian cultures, Japan included, 4 is the unlucky number, not 13. So we'll see what song's at number 4, won't we? So yeah, to me, this was just a really, really fun song where everyone let go, and it just clicked. You know, it really clicked. Like I say, there is a song or two that do that better, but this song definitely deserves to be somewhere high up on the list, and 12 is where I feel like putting it. Before we move on to our last song for today, which is number 11, remember after this and next weekend I'll be doing the top 10, but thank you for following me through this list to give a bit more context when that top 10 comes out. So anyway, number 11 is Aladharma Fever. Okay, this one I know there are very mixed feelings on this. There's some people who love this song, there's some people who are like, eh. Aladharma Fever, for me, I was trying to work out how to justify it, because I would accept that it, again, is a song that doesn't have a vast number of intricacies to it. What I think I like about this is that often when you have those juxtapositions of things in a baby metal song, like, you know, pop, metal, you know, you go from one section to another and the song suddenly changes, and that's kind of the fun thing, is you're going from like a pop bit to bam, you get hit by metal. You know, with Yon no Uta going from the reggae and then just blasting back into the guitars. The interesting thing about Aladharma Fever is it really mixes that sort of dance, pop, techno, EDM sound with a heavy rock sound. But it's the fact it's seamless. It's the fact it's effortless. It's the fact that it doesn't really hit you in the face. It just kind of slides on in there. And with a chorus that I really like. It is, again, one of those choruses that is catchy in a slightly short way that could get a little bit earworming, perhaps a little bit irritating if you listen to the song too much. But I do really like the chorus anyway. I think it's a great chorus. This song has a relentless energy, keeps it fresh by changing styles, but also does it so seamlessly that you almost don't feel it happening. I think that there is a lot of intricacy in the way this song is arranged, even if not so much in the musicianship. The production, the arrangement, the flow of the song is very delicately taking you through a lot, and I think it's just one of those songs that, due to that, manages to stay fresh. Like I say, the chorus might get a little bit earwormy, irritating, but overall the song stays fresh after quite a few listens. And at the same point of never forfeiting any of its energy, it stays high energy pretty much throughout. So I've got to admit, Aladharma Fever to me is a song that I think on first listen could be taken as being very simple. I love the way it plays with some old school EDM sounds that, I said this before when I reviewed it a few years ago. It plays with sounds that remind me of like 90s dance pop things like, or EDM pop things like Republica, if anyone remembers that. It's a bit of a ready to go vibe slipping into parts of this song. But it just kind of does all of that in a way that might seem overly simplistic, might seem a bit retro, but actually, like I say, it hits all the right buttons in my opinion. So anyway, there you go. That is my 20 to 11 of the top 20, and the top 10 will be coming next week, shortly after this video, well, next weekend, so tune in pretty much same time next week to check that out. I will be posting the video. I'll try and post it early to a premiere, but I need a bit of time to put that video together because I want to put a lot of detail into that if I can. Do check out, I'm going to be doing my live stream after this, so you can talk to me about your thoughts on the list and discuss that a little bit more then. As well as that, obviously I'll be doing a live stream next week. We do them every Sunday when we can, and this week we'll also be talking about the Backer Awards for 2021 music, which came out last week as well. So feel free to get into the live chat starting soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. This is my list. Again, I really have enjoyed this journey through baby metal so much. I feel kind of sorry that they're on hiatus because, you know, I was kind of excited about seeing what happened with the next album. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I've already talked so much about it in previous videos. Feel free to check out my video on the baby metal hiatus, which came out a few months ago as well. I'm just looking forward to seeing. I've got this exciting feeling that they're going to come back and really reinvent themselves, as an older group now, but still maintaining all the qualities that keep them so fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to more Baby Metal. When there is more Baby Metal, we will update this list, I'm sure, again. But for now, we had to do it. And thank you for joining us. Remember, top 10 is next weekend. But for now, from Japan, until I see you hopefully in live chat soon. Ciao, ciao.